how's it going? I'm Allison, and I pretty much just roll out of bed. Good morning. Today we're talking about, I have to find it. You know when you're trying to do something and then it's harder than it would be if you were just like, oh, this is what I'm doing, chill. How to build strong relationships and adult children of family dysfunction. Yay! This video is a piggyback video off of the last one I posted, why adult children struggle in toxic relationships. And I'm mainly directing this conversation towards romantic relationships, but these tips could also be applied to friendships, family relationships, work relationships, so on and so forth. All of your interactions with every other person in the world. Number one, very basic, yet not explicitly understood by me until, kind of recently, and so therefore maybe not understood by you, is remember the ultimate goal in a relationship, which is have a loving and strong relationship. Me be happy, you be happy, us be happy together in life. Number two is pretty much act on that, but especially when your fuse is short. What do we do when we have a short fuse and we're just explosive, reactive, really temperamental? A is remember the ultimate goal. Remember that your ultimate goal is to have a strong relationship. And so how should I act in this situation, keeping that goal in mind? Do I want to explode on this person, or do I want to take a few deep breaths and have a conversation and understand where they're coming from, as well as assertively but not aggressively get my point across? Remember the goal, even when you're losing it. Also, when your fuse is short, let the situation cool down. Don't go at it when things are super fiery, white hot. Let it cool down and then return so that you can actually have a conversation about it rather than an explosive, reactive argument. The third thing to do when your fuse is short is write down how they are making you feel, and then take away the they're making me feel like this and just write I feel like this. I feel unheard. I feel unimportant. I feel angry, rather than they're making me feel this way. Take the power back. You're feeling this way and something inside of you is triggered, but it's not necessarily their fault. Maybe you're just directing it at them. Maybe, they did something and it is making you feel that way, but ultimately it's about how you feel. Romantic relationships are so eye-opening. You can learn so much about yourself within this dynamic, and so use that to your benefit rather than to the relationship and to the other person and to your detriment. Don't place blame and put so much responsibility on this person. Sometimes we get really lost in romantic relationships, but our feelings are the consequence of so many different factors in our life, and sometimes we put them all into this romantic relationship basket and put all the responsibility and weight of our lives and our feelings and our well-being into this romantic relationship basket. And really the feelings are due to the romantic relationship plus a large variety of other things. So not they're making me feel this way, but I feel this way, especially when your fuse is short, but maybe do it just as regular practice. So the third tip goes into what I just said about, all our eggs being in one basket in a romantic relationship. Have a life outside of them and of you both together. Independence creates intimacy. So when in a romantic relationship we want more intimacy, we have this habit of getting enmeshed and becoming one, but really intimacy is created more when you gain more independence from the other person. You gotta experience it for yourself to believe it and give it a go. So how to create more independence? How do you create more independence? Have self-focus rather than outside focus. When people focus on yourself, Learn about things that you're interested in, share those things that you're learning with the other person, trust the other person, and let them explore their own interests and share their own interests and all the things that they're learning with you. It's this beautiful sharing of lives with another person. And when you are together, not being independent, be very present with them. Like this. Like this! That was kind of weird. Number 4 is open up. Be honest. Be honest, be open, be your true, real self. Don't hide parts of yourself because you're worried that if they see those parts of yourself, they won't love you anymore. Be your weird, sassy, nerdy self. Let them know how you're doing and what's up. I'm running out of space. I'm back. I just deleted a few videos off of my space card, I'm sorry. My space card. What are they actually called? Memory cards? Doesn't matter. No. What I was just about to say is don't wait for them to ask how you're doing and what is going on with you. Tell them. As adult children, maybe we were neglected and our parents didn't really care what was going on with us. They didn't really ask, hey, how are you? Like, what's going on? What are your interests? Who are you? Maybe it feels like they didn't care, and we therefore bring that into our relationships and think that other people don't care. And when they don't ask, we're hurt and we want someone to care. So they probably do care. This romantic person that you're with, open up with them first before they ask. There's a weird ringing. I'm sorry if you can hear it. Maybe you can. We'll see. Create what you want / think is lacking. Examples are fun. Create fun. Be the fun person if that's what you want. If you want more physical touch, add that physical touch. Just put your hand on their hand sometimes or on their shoulder. That little electric spark when you touch someone. Oh, I love it. Doesn't have to be like weird physical touch, just like a little touch, you know. Communication, intellectual, philosophical conversations. Do you want that? Create that. And do all the little things. If you want them to do all the little things for you, bring you flowers, give you a little card, text you good morning, text you good night, do that. And don't keep score. This is probably later on, but create what you want and know that momentum will pick up. And if you start creating that sort of whatever in your relationship, the other person over time will create it with you. It's a nice, beautiful co-creation. It's just how it goes. You guys grow together and learn together and sort of become each other. So become what you want, and I'm sure the other person will catch on. And if they don't, you know, that's a different conversation. The next one also ties into that last one. It's know that things won't be XXX all the time. So XX, that could be anything. Whatever it is that you want, know that it won't be like that all the time. If you want intellectual conversation, know that there's probably days when you're gonna feel quiet and not so inspired to have these conversations, and they're gonna have those days too, and so it's not gonna be like that that day, and that's fine. You know that there will be days like that in the future. If you want things to be passionate all the time and like so loving and like deep, there's just gonna be days when it's not like that. Release addiction to excitement. Go with the flow. Peace. I don't really know where it was. That was kind of, I don't know. Need a little bit of water. I got this cup because I know myself, and I don't drink as much water when I don't have a water bottle that I carry around with me constantly, that I fill up as soon as it empties. And like little things help me drink more water, like having a straw so that I don't have to like go like this all the time. I don't know, there's something about that I just don't like as much as just lifting a straw to my face. Also, if I'm like super lazy and it's on the counter, I can just like, I like having long straws so I can just like literally not move. Okay, random thought. And just because we're talking about cups, this is the other cup that I'm using, and it has all the presidents on it in the US, until Clinton, 1993 to whenever he stopped being the president anymore. And I just think that's so funny because this is an old cup. This is like 20 years old, 23. Almost 30? It's almost 30 years old. I can't do math on the spot. I would need to totally like change train tracks in my brain to like do math right now, and I'm just not gonna go down that road. So anyways, I think it's cool that it's a little piece of history. My friend got it at a thrift store, and you know, it's cool. Where have you been, cup? Where did you originate? Like, who got you? It's beautiful, nostalgic. Okay. Number 7 is always treat them like you just met them. See the best in them, be curious, listen and learn from them. Let them change and grow as you do. So over time, we kind of get desensitized to the person and like used to them and not as excited about them. You know, I'm just saying this, hopefully this isn't true, but I think in all relationships it kind of is. So whenever you remember to treat them like you just met them, give them that sense of curiosity and excitement that, you know, you probably want to do. You know, create what you want. Treat them like you just met them. And also, you know, if they do something that kind of gets on your nerves, see it as like a little quirk, like, oh, I'm getting to know them, and that's just a thing that they do. And if, you know, they are different than when you did meet them, allow that to be, you know. Love is not so much a feat of, I don't know, passion, what I'm talking about, but more so like allowing each other to grow together. Like, you guys are gonna change over time, and like true love is really doing that together successfully. Otherwise you do grow and you end up growing apart. So always treat them like you just met them. That's really deep. That's really deep. Number 8 is have a relationship bank account. Not join finances together, but an emotional bank account. So always strive to be making deposits and to sincerely apologize when you make withdrawals. I have a whole video on this. Build a savings cushion so that when withdrawals are made, they're not like going into like red zone, like, oh my god, we have got nothing to cushion this relationship, like we're just constantly in a state of like bankruptcy. You know, have a nice savings, build on that savings cushion in your relationship. Always be adding and depositing. Yeah, you should watch that video. This is a really great concept. I think about it often, not just in relationships, but as an individual in your, you know, whatever self. You make withdrawals sometimes. You aren't perfect, but as long as you're making more deposits than withdrawals and putting some deposits into savings rather than like spending it, yeah, think about it. Number 9 is respect. Respect their passions and quirks, what they consider a deposit versus a withdrawal, and how they feel and what they're going through. Okay, so friends of mine, not so much friends, just people that I know, they like put down things that other people like. I used to. People used to like anime, and I'd be like, anime is so, it's just not my taste. But respect the fact that they really love it. And you know, maybe not everyone is as mean as I am, but maybe you are. So respect what the other person likes, not because you like it too, but because they like it. And let's see, respect what they consider a deposit and withdrawal. So if they think that something was a withdrawal that you did, and you're like, it wasn't, and let me tell you why. Just respect the fact that they thought it was a withdrawal and apologize. And also respect how they feel and what they're going through. So if they're going through a hard time, keep that in mind, and know if they've got a short fuse, probably because they just lost their grandpa, or you know, are going through a hard patch at work or something. And number 10 is remember the ultimate goal. Happy you, happy them, happy us. Just keep it in mind and act on that. I hope that you guys watched this video. I'm gonna get out of here. I really felt like getting that out of my system, getting it to you today, and I hope that you benefit from it. Let me know your tips on a beautiful, strong relationship in the comment section. Like the video if you liked the video, if you liked the fact that anything that I said, if you liked the fact that it's coming to an end, just like it, please. It helps so much. And subscribe, that also helps. Buy me a coffee if you feel like it. And until next time, peace out.